Yes, I did get to go by default. That's the first thing I told everybody when I got there. I'm here by default. His wife couldn't come, the baby, with the baby and everything. And actually, I came by further default than that, but we're not going to talk about that, John. I had signed up with John. Probably, we tried to figure out about 10 months. And I just hadn't worked on anything. I hadn't done anything with Beachbody. I wanted to lose weight, I wanted to feel healthier, better, but I hadn't done anything. So I'm like, well, how can I go out and promote Beachbody? And I haven't had a transformation. I haven't had anything. And it kind of just had me at a standstill. I wanted to, but I, just didn't know what people were going to think. So I go on the cruise with him. And I'm just amazed that the cruise is all chartered by Beachbody. I'm like, hey, we're getting on the boat. I'm like, what are all these people standing in line for? They're like, oh, that's Carl. I'm like, who's Carl? They're like, who are you? No, Carl, shh. Be quiet. So they told me, so I do not have to say that anymore. I'm just enjoying and talking, and I met some amazing people. And like I told John and some of his close friends that I met there, sometimes when you see these transformations, they just don't seem real. It just feels like they're an infomercial. I mean, I know Beachbody has some infomercials, but it just feels like an infomercial. It doesn't seem real. And even his close friend, Ashton Myers, I've seen her transformation pages on his page. She just didn't seem real. So I did get to meet her, and I got to see her, and just hearing her story, talking to other coaches, elite coaches. There's a lady that I just fell in love with. I was like, oh, can I sign up with her? I'm already signed up. What was her name? Tina. I just loved her to death. Well, what she pulled me aside and told me was, you do have a story. You just don't know you have a story. She was like, and if you don't feel comfortable putting your, because you haven't had any change yet, she was like, use other people's photos. She was like, and have people join you while you're doing your transformation too. And I was like, well, I never thought about that. And she was like, yeah, you do have a story. And she said, that's part of your story, not thinking that you had one. And I was like, well, that makes a lot of sense. So just being at such a grand scale event just kind of opened my eyes. It gave me what I needed to come back and get to work. I was like, I want to go on that next trip. I want to go to Cancun in 2015, And I've watched John and Monica, make their transformations. I watched them go to Disney and everything. And it still never resonated with me that I could do this, I could be in it, I have something to give, I can, do the same thing. So I've just come back. Started working hard, started learning. There is a lot. So when you're new, you're not gonna ever. No one ever stops learning. But there's just a lot for you to try to grasp hold to and kind of know what you're doing. I did make it out to a Super Saturday with him one time, and to me, that's just me personally. It still wasn't enough for me to, jump on. It just because I still had those reservations. And just by talking with people that like-minded and in the same situation, or was in the same situation I was in, and they worked their way, a better place, I just thought, like, this is it. I want to do it. And that was my aha moment on the cruise. So I'm like, you guys are like, it was so awesome. I just can't even tell you what it was like. It was just so awesome. But thank you for your time.